In this video, I want to help you manage what I call the pivot in the conversation. And that pivot is from someone who is pursuing a tax advantage, tax-free solution. And it starts with making sure to follow the process of the power intro. And because if you have an effective power intro, it gives you opportunity to pivot. In the training, the power intro is depending on, I think, so this is a PPA ad, so you would have access to our Annuity Shift Plus, or Agent Shift Plus annuity training, and in the problem step, we talk about power intro script. So I'll open up the script here and show it to you. So here's the things that we help people do. Yeah, I'm a licensed retirement planning specialist. I work with a team of other independent advisors and CFPs with 25 plus years of experience in financial services. We specialize in helping our clients do a few things. One is remove market risk when necessary, protect the retirement from unnecessary taxes when possible, and ensure your assets continue to grow to outpace inflation. And, my goal is to determine whether we can do all of those or some of those. It really ultimately puts you in a better position than you are right now. And if I can't do that, then, I'll tell you as much and try to point you in a better direction than working with us. Does that sound fair? Right? So that's kind of how I would run the power intro. And there's a couple key components. You introduce market risk and taxes. You don't have to say this is kind of a bonus. There's a lot of concern, certainly currently with people, right? But, so I help people do these things when possible. Ultimately, my goal is to put you in a better position than you are right now. And if I can't do that, I'll let you know and try to point you in a better direction than working with us, because it's about what's in your best interest. Make sense? Right? And so when we do that, the thing is as we approach a part of the conversation where we have clarity. So then we kind of set the agenda. So the purpose of this call is to take about 10, 15 minutes to get a good, clear understanding of what's important to you for your retirement, what your financial goals are, and any challenges you faced over the last few years to get where you want to be in your retirement and with your retirement plan. So you mind if I just start by asking you a few questions? All right. And so you can kind of finish off with this, but the idea here is once you have clarity that taxes are not the primary problem, that maybe income is. See, you're not going to settle your debt with the IRS on your qualified money by converting the money to tax-free. In so doing, paying the tax bill on that conversion. You're not going to do that if that's going to diminish you from achieving your primary goal of satisfying your income needs. And so when we get clear on that, see, when we get, let me go back to the post here, and I kind of explain it, right, that how we dangle a tax opportunity here and potentially a Roth conversion as a potential. But when we get clear that that is unlikely to be part of their solution, you say, hey, listen, it doesn't seem like solving for taxes is actually going to be necessary, because it seems the number one opportunity to put you in a better position is to increase your income in retirement. And so if we focus on giving you more income from your existing savings, even after taxes, even after you've paid taxes, would you agree that you would be in a better position? Would you agree that you would be in a better position? Yeah. See, a lot of times what happens is some people act like taxes are always the number one problem. And the thing is, if solving for taxes leaves you with less income, certainly less than you need to cover your bills and the lifestyle you expect in retirement, if we solve for taxes and that was the consequence, was that worthwhile? No. Yeah, so that's kind of the example. And so, thinking of my favorite prospect name is John, I'd be like, so John, if I could show you how to, get more income from your existing savings without prioritizing a tax strategy, would you be interested in that? Yeah. And that's basically saying, hey, for where you're at and what you're looking to accomplish, solving for taxes is actually going to be, minimizing taxes is actually going to be a detriment to you, right, to your outcome. And so And what I typically call this when this occurs, I call it the tax boogeyman. What's a boogeyman? It's an imagination. It's an imaginary problem that you invent. Right? Now, a lot of people in insurance, because they have tax advantages inside of an insurance shelter, they try to introduce the boogeyman to as many people as possible, get them afraid of it so that they pursue their insurance solution. And the thing is like, at the end of the day, what do you care about most? Is it having the income you need from the assets you've saved? Right? And so if I could push taxes aside and just prioritize income, even after all your taxes are paid on all the income you receive, you still were left with more by not worrying about taxes than if you made taxes the primary problem. If I just got you more income after all taxes are paid, would that be the strategy you'd like to pursue? And so really what we're trying to get them is let them know, like, hey, listen, taxes aren't always the primary problem. And if you can accept that, if I can make taxes a secondary and just focus on the primary problem, income, I can have you generate more income from your assets. I got strategies for that. We help people do that all the time. It's how we manage risk to increase your rate of income from your existing assets. And the solution to that, on a personal pension account strategy is like, hey, we're going to work with an A-rated insurance company. Sometimes they're called pension managers. I mean, the one that we often work a lot with has over $8.5 billion in pension plan money from companies you might have heard of, like AT&T or Lockheed Martin. The company I'm talking about is Athene, when I say that. Now, that might not be the thing, or, other companies. I mean, you may know them for one other thing. Nationwide is, let them finish the song, on your side, and that's a great solution as well, or companies that you might not be as aware of. But, when we go to the about Athene here, this is what I'm talking about if you're using Athene. But you can kind of just use the story. The number one fixed index annuity provider. But look at this, pension group annuities, PGAs, 2020, $10.4 billion in pension group annuities in 2023 alone. So that's why I like to call them pension managers, pension companies, an A-rated insurance company. Substantial assets, A+ rated. So anyway, that's how I'd handle this. It all starts with making sure you have the outcomes that you deliver as possibilities in your power intro, so that when you can have a high level or high degree of confidence in where you're likely to go, and you realize with that confidence that taxes are not the primary problem, solving for income is, you just let them know, hey, listen, it doesn't seem like you have a tax problem. It seems like you have an income gap. And so what I find, a lot of people minimizing taxes can be a good thing, but isn't always the primary problem to solve for. In fact, if solving for taxes netted you less income, should you solve for taxes? No. What I often do with my clients instead is like, we maximize income. And even after the taxes are paid on that income, you still are left with more than if you made taxes the primary. Would you like to show you how I do that? How we can do that for you? How I've done it for others? So that is how you want to communicate it. And you just need to basically acknowledge the desire to pivot and the focus and how you're going to accomplish putting them in a better position. Hey, listen, the way I'm going to do that is to maximize your income. So even after your taxes are paid on that income, you still have more than if you only solve for taxes. Can I show you how we would do that? Great. That's what we would accomplish on the next call. We're going to get clear on your financial profile. And once we have that profile dialed in, we can run a forecast, see where you're at, leaving the money where it is and how it's invested, right? That's just maintaining the status quo. And we can see, is there an actual gap? And if there is an income gap, I can show you some strategies with the personal pension account that can dramatically increase your income. Is that a good game plan for the next call? Great. Let me find some time on my calendar where we can get back on together on Zoom, and I can visually walk you through. We'll complete that profile together. You can help me fill in any of the gaps, and then we can run that forecast to see where you're heading and if it's on track or not. Fair enough? Great. That's how you handle it. Yeah, doesn't have to be that hard, kind of like I said. And this applies to, anybody coming in with an expectation or a desired or a specific pursuit that they may not be able to qualify for, right? So when you have somebody coming in on a TFRA ad, your ability to manage this pivot starts with the power intro and then relating back to it, saying, here's how I can put you in a better position. It doesn't solve for taxes, but it does solve for more. more money in your pocket every month in retirement, often with less of your assets allocated to the strategy than you might thought. So it's the same thing for TFRA. They come in for taxes, but the reason why they wouldn't qualify, see, on a PPA advertising, it's really about time and primary problem. What are we solving for? We're solving for more income. Well, often solving for tax minimization at the same time isn't going to help with more income. It's going to contradict it. Decrease the asset that we would generate the income from. So, that's why we would pivot, is because what the primary problem is. Well, on a TFRA ad campaign, somebody comes in and there's a couple reasons why they wouldn't qualify for the typical strategy. What's a TFRA? It's a solution where we use a properly structured life insurance policy, drive tax-free wealth accumulation that we could drive a tax-free income from via policy loans. That's what a TFRA is. Well, why would you qualify for it? You can't pass underwriting because of your age, or you simply don't have enough time from today to your desired retirement to fund the policy effectively, meaning that you could structure it with enough premium to overcome what I call the physics of insurance, those first few years where we're primarily paying for insurance. So if that's all you're funding for like a 10-year period, then this doesn't make sense unless you can dramatically overfund large contributions, $1,500 plus a month. Otherwise, what you say to these people, same power intro, but what you say to these people when you realize there's an age and a timeline issue and a potential underwriting issue that would prohibit them from using the insurance solution, you don't introduce insurance, because why complicate with that story and that label when you don't have to? You can say, hey, typically how we would leverage the tax code, you can't qualify for it because you just don't have enough time. You don't have enough time to leverage a tax-free strategy. But here's the thing, John. Based on everything else you told me, I think I can increase your income still. It's just a different strategy than solving for taxes first. What we often would look to do is reposition some of your assets into a pension strategy so that we can give you a dramatically higher rate of income off those assets than you could in your maintaining the status quo and keeping them in your 401k or IRA, right? Usually we can see 70% or more increase in income from the allocated assets. So would you like me to walk you through how we could do that and see if that would be the best path forward for you to get more out of your retirement, have more certainty as well? Sure, let's do that. So that's how you pivot on the TFRA, and I'll tell you, it's the same thing. The reason is slightly different, but the framework is the same. Make sure you hit the power intro and then relate back to it. Hey, we don't have to solve for taxes, but the thing is I can still put you in a better position. I can dramatically increase your income just by running some math and maybe setting up a personal pension account for you. So TFRA campaign. And the people who understand this and do this effectively write a ton of annuities off of our TFRA strategy. And so that's how you want to think about it. Alrighty? So if this was helpful, tell me what you got out of it in the comments. Maybe drop a like on this post. Go use it to put people in a better position. Drive your impact in how you deliver quality outcomes for your clients, and your income will grow too. Increase your value, receive more. That's how it works. Cheers. Hey there, Jim from the future. If you got a lot out of that last video and you liked it, go ahead and drop a like. Maybe give some of your takeaways in the comments, inspiring others to let them know it's a worthy time investment to consume this content. And if you're ready to keep going, I think you are. If you got something from that one, then you're going to want to watch this video next.